And my daughter passed away a year ago. A little more than a year ago now. The first few months I couldn't basically get out of bed. I was just heartbroken. Couldn't move, couldn't get out, lost a lot of weight. And my wife was very, very, very helpful to me, as she was just basically letting me have my space, checking on me. But I knew that at some point in life I needed to change some things. I needed to get out of bed. I needed to carry on. You can't just stay in that moment of sadness. So I tried to create habits, and habits for me have always been something that, I don't know, I didn't want to ever fall into habits. I thought that it was destructive to me, as a creative, and that I didn't want to do those things just over and over and over again, because I just didn't feel like that helped. And boy, was I wrong. Now, as you're trying to deal with grief, one of the things that you need to do is create healthy habits. And I try to do that. Just something as simple as making my bed every single morning. Making sure that I take my medicine on time, my vitamins on time, every single day. Which seems silly, that shouldn't be something that you have to create a habit to do. But in my case, I needed that. Because what I wanted to do was just sleep, give up, quit. So creating daily habits that you do to make sure that, one, that you're being true to yourself, that you're agreeing that you can't just sleep all the time and that you need to get up. I needed to set habits that, one, I could attain. Now, obviously, writing a book is not something that you can attain when you're dealing with grief. So you need to set reasonable goals for yourself. And for me, reasonable was getting up before 10 o'clock, 10:30. Reasonable was making the bed. Reasonable was making sure that I was taking my medicine, that my wife didn't have to remind me. Reasonable was just not giving up. And it's easier to do when you're out checking your plants every day, looking for peppers. This is my pepper plant. These things are hot, super hot. My apple tree, the bitter oranges, the bougainvillea. This is a place where you can find your solace. Creating a habit every day of just getting up and doing something. And I'm not by any means the go-to person for knowledge of how to grieve properly, because I have no idea. Counselors, they mentioned to me that, this is one of the hardest things to ever get over, is losing your child. And I have to agree, it is overwhelming sometimes. Sometimes you don't want to get out of bed. And so sometimes that's okay. But if majority of the time your choices are to get up, put your left foot in front of the other, and not quit, that's enough. So I hope this helps somebody, because today it's my therapy. I didn't want to get up today. I didn't want to keep going. So I do these videos more for myself. And then I'm just hoping, as I put them out, that somebody else that's going through this can kind of, that's dealing with grief or dealing with the loss of a loved one, whether it be because of COVID or whatever, that you might find this video and it helps. Try and create a habit. Start with one. Once you've got one down, then add in the second. Try to start gardening. There's just something therapeutic about pulling a tomato off the vine and smelling it. Or when these apples start coming out, it's just glorious. So take some time for yourself today. You know, the holidays are coming up. You're going to be missing that person that you've lost like crazy. Give yourself a break. Just because you crack a smile or you laugh doesn't mean that you're not loving that person anymore. Don't give up. Build your habits, as many as you can handle at the time, but don't give up. All right, that's all for today.